Good lord, it is still wet and wet out there. Alright! Nintendo Switch 2. Finally, we're getting something concrete. And then just that 2-minute little thing. Before we get into that,
There was also another Direct last month. I didn't bother with it because it just came out of nowhere. My experience with it was, holy moly, there's a new Rhythm Heaven! And that was the one modicum of excitement that I felt throughout the entire thing. There was also Raidou Kuzunoa and Gradius Origins. Raidou Kuzunoa is pretty cool because I'm pretty sure those are the real-time action Shin Megami Tensei games. But Gradius Origins, half the games on it were already on the Konami Arcade Classics collection. So naturally, I've already pre-ordered the limited run game because I need to get every single Konami collection on the Switch. Now, I know a lot of people were hyped about Tomodachi Life 3, but the thing about Tomodachi Life is that you're going to play it for a week and you're completely forget that it ever existed. Also, the second game caused some controversy because the first game had a bug that allowed for sodomites in the game. The second game passed it out and people got ticked off, so Nintendo promised to add sodomites back for the third game. And actually, I think I read somewhere that the first game might not have even actually had that bug, and people were just making a big deal out of something that was never meant to be there in the first place. Now, I could say whatever I want about this topic because I'm gay, kind of. So here's my thoughts. Don't.
alright, now let's talk about the Direct. Let's go.
The Direct starts off with this goofy little animation of a bunch of random geometric shapes just tumbling around until they bounce up to the Nintendo Direct logo. And then we get a full trailer for that Mario Kart that was teased in the little thing. Mario Kart World. Its new shtick is that you can drive anywhere you want. So is this going to be like an open world Mario Kart in the same vein as something along the lines of Burnout Paradise? No, free roaming is a separate mode. That kind of deflates everything. And then we get these fresh new faces, which I'm not going to bother to memorize the names of. They're going to be the hosts of all the Nintendo Switch 2 Directs from now on. That's right, no more Yoshi, no more Shinya, no more Bowser. It's going to be these three guys. And now they're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch hardware. We're finally going to learn what that C button is for. It's a share button for the proprietary streaming software. That's right, you don't need Spotify, you need Nintendo Music. You don't need Discord, you need Game Chat. Does anyone remember Miiverse? That was actually cool. This is something that I'm going to get banned from because I have very little control over my mouth and a very dark sense of humor. Oh, and also it's only available to Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. Because again, who needs Discord when you can pay for it? And also with Game Chat, that also means there's a built-in microphone and a separate camera you can get. We are rebuilding the Wii U piece by piece. Now let's move on to the specs. 4K? HDR? 120 frames per second? They finally caught up to the Xbox One. And then we get the announcement of the second Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive, the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. A bunch of little tech demos showcasing all the new possibilities of the Switch 2 that couldn't be done on the Switch 1. It is a paid downloadable title. Reminder, Astro's Playroom is free on PS5. After that, Nintendo Switch 2 game cards are the exact same as Nintendo Switch 1 game cards, except they're red. They don't even have that little nub that 3DS cards have. It's completely identical. And also, it can only support certain types of SD cards, which is ridiculous. But hey, the system comes out in only 2 months with no confirmed price point, which means I'm going to have to wait until next Christmas to get one, because my dad, for some reason, is really stuck up about waiting a full year before getting a system. That's how you miss out on all the good mods. Next up, we get info on Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games. Basically, re-releases of old Nintendo Switch games with upgrades and benefits that come from the new hardware in the Switch 2. Think HDR, higher frame rates, higher resolution, etc. Now, this is on all other platforms. It's typically free, but not here. Yes, you have to pay to upgrade a Nintendo Switch game to a Nintendo Switch 2 game. This is a digital purchase. I don't do those. It's physical or free. Now, in some cases, like Mario Party Jamboree and Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the Nintendo Switch 2 thing actually adds more content, so I get having to pay for that. But they list Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom as some of the games that you would have to pay for an upgrade. You want to know what they add? Interaction, the mobile app, and the HDR stuff. That's it. You have to pay to get that. Again, this is completely free on other platforms like Xbox's Smart Delivery or Sony's upgrade to PS5 thing. But not on Nintendo. You want mouse controls for Metroid Prime 4, but you bought the Switch version because you don't have a Switch 2 because your dad is just weird about that? Well, pony up.
What's happening here? Everything that's been announced, just about everything, it's been stuff that's on the other platforms, better, and free. aside from the games, like Smart Delivery, Discord, Astro's Playroom, those are free, but not on the Switch. What is happening? Nintendo isn't the savior of the industry. They're holding us back. What? It's all been a lie. It's all been a lie. Hey guys, I guess that's it.
Whoa, what a thing to waltz in on. I mean, Nintendo's always been known for being anti-consumer. Their games never drop in price. They always go after fan projects and ROM sites. And they shut down the eShops for the Wii, DSi, Wii U, and 3DS not long after the Switch came out. But even still, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm still getting a Switch too, but I am this close to just giving up and asking for a Straw Hat and a Steam Deck. Anyway, next game, Dragon Drive. This is going to be this generation's ARMS, and that everyone's going to forget about it 2 seconds after it comes out. And heck, at least with ARMS, that one had the excuse of, I'm pretty sure, being the only boxing game on the system for a long while. We've already got Rocket League on the Switch 1, and I know that's going to also be on the Switch 2, so this has even less purpose. And alright, we are halfway through the Direct, and now it's time to see some third-party games. Elden Ring?! Man, if this thing is powerful enough to run Elden Ring, then it is definitely competing with the Steam Deck. That is impressive. Let's see if it has a competitive price, though. Hades 2. I thought that was already out on the Switch 1. Street Fighter 6. You know, no matter how many times I try to convince myself that I'm into fighting games, I'm not. Daimon X Machina, Titanic Skyon. I didn't even know that the original game sold enough to warrant a sequel. I still need to play it. Split Fiction. You know, while editing this video, I actually got a notification that Fully Rumble-matic did a video on this. I gotta go to school. When I come back, I'm going to report on whether or not I found that video funny. I mean, it's clear that he's mellowed out over the years. Madden and FIFA are coming to the Switch 2. Did anyone even notice that they stopped coming to the Switch 1? Hogwarts Legacy is already on the Switch 1. Tony Hawk 3 and 4. What better way to showcase the power of your new system than to showcase a collection of GameCube games? The Hitman World Assassination Trilogy. That's pretty cool. I've never played a Hitman game. And from the same developers of Hitman comes a new game that will inevitably remain in the shadow of GoldenEye for the N64. And then Squaresoft comes up and showcases a remaster of Bravely Default 1 for the 3DS. I mean, that's one way to showcase it. Oh, and Yakuza 0 is also coming, also known as Bakamitai, the game. And then this guy comes up on stage and says, here's a collaboration between us and a third party, and it's Hyrule Warriors 3. Okay, I don't care for Warriors. I prefer actually having some difficulty in the battling. I got suckered into Hyrule Warriors 2 because I thought it was going to have some content that would lead into Tears of the Kingdom. It didn't. It wasn't Crisis Core. It was the rebuild of Evangelion. And I'm going to bet this is the same deal. Next up, exclusive to the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass, which I might never actually get, the GameCube Selection. Now, this is pretty cool. I mean, it deconfirms Wind Waker, but hey, we got F-Zero GX on a modern system. That's pretty... Wait a minute. Pause right there. In the background. Is that widescreen? That looks like widescreen. That's pretty cool. Call up your local millennial furry because Deltarune gets finished the day that the Switch 2 launches. Seriously, Toby Fox's games are only notable because of the music and the fandom. WWE and NBA 2K are also coming to Switch. Repeat what I said for Madden and FIFA. Like, seriously, if it doesn't have Mario or the Mii's in it, no one cares. Survival Kids, an isometric resource gathering game. That is disgusting. But this one is particularly notable because when the stream was happening, it froze. Yeah, this stream was plagued with technical difficulties, the likes of which I have not seen in a Nintendo Direct. Like, starting with game chat, every single bit of audio was like a full second desynced from the video, and it was obnoxious. And then Survival Kids came along, and the technical difficulties doubled, because now, instead of the audio and video just having a bit of desync, the video was just completely cut off. It just stayed on this frame for a really long time, and I have no idea why. To emulate this experience, I'm going to keep it on this frame until the point where the Direct just caught up back up. Why am I doing this? Because screw you, that's why. Enter the Gungeon 2 is a roguelike. Starseeker, Astroneer Expeditions. Again, the screen was frozen during this. I have no idea what this is. And looking at the trailer, it just looks like, you know, just a cutscene or something. Cyberpunk 2077. You know what? I am going to increment the counter. But that is actually pretty cool. I mean, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is still my favorite anime of all time. course, it also means that I already have Cyberpunk 2077 on the Xbox One. In fact, let me just go get my copy. Whoop! How does a ghost trip over a banana peel? Okay. Alright, here it is. It came with a map. Okay, next game. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay, this is still my second favorite game of all time. And seeing it come to a handheld like the Switch 2, that is awesome. This is also the part where the video just came back. So yeah, that's awesome. And oh yeah, I actually haven't played the intermission part of it because I've only played it through PS Plus, and it didn't come with a DLC. And then we get a sizzle reel of games that don't matter that much. Either they were already announced, or they're also on the Switch. All of them. Silksong is finally coming out this year. This is big. This is huge. We've been waiting for years, and it's finally coming. Yes! Why did they just put it in a scissor reel? Where's the trailer? And then this guy comes up and says there's one final third-party announcement. It's Bloodborne. It's Bloodborne. It's basically Bloodborne. The Duskbloods, a not Bloodborne FromSoft game that Nintendo can call their own. Now, I'll be honest, no matter how much I freaked about this, or Elden Ring, or I guess Hollow Knight is sometimes considered one, I don't care about Souls-likes. I prefer my action games to be fast, stylish, and flashy, not slow and clunky. And with that being the last third-party announcement, that means the rest of it is coming straight from Nintendo themselves. Suck my life. Something wrong? You can take my body. Well, don't mind if I do.
Alright.
Kirby Air Ride Durs, the sequel to the GameCube cult classic Kirby Air Ride. I've heard a lot of good things about the original, so I don't think this is going to be as good as the original. Like, it's not like they're going to have the original game's star power. Masahiro Sakurai! And then this guy comes back to tell us that this is going to be the final announcement of the day. Super Mario Odyssey 2! Ladies and gentlemen, after 26 years, this is Donkey Kong's grand return to the Collectathon formula. Sporting a metric ton of muscle and that ugly redesign from Mario Kart World that basically confirms that this is this and that is that. This is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Irrational Hatred, Plumbers and Outliers, made available for extended play. Available wherever minions toys are sold. Alright, let's get this out of the way. I said it a bunch in my Sonic Frontiers review. I don't care about collectathons. Like, I liked Mario Odyssey, but I preferred the Galaxy games. And this is basically just Mario Odyssey 1.5. Like, I'm going to play it. It does look interesting. It looks more interesting than Mario Odyssey, even. It is not a top priority for me. Also, 2D section. Because, of course, there is. There can't be a fully 3D platformer anymore. You have to have a little bit of 2D platforming in there. Although, at least it is based off of the first level of Donkey Kong Country, so that's pretty cool.
And that was a Nintendo Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2. Honestly, pretty good. It had some nice announcements. It showcased that the system was actually pretty darn powerful. It's pretty good. At the end of it, it said that we could go to a website and see some more information. Now, they didn't list the price, so I wonder what that is. Let's see here. $450? And the games are $80? Yeah, okay, everything that I said about the system, throw it out the window. It is overpriced. The games are overpriced. Everything else is overpriced. What happened to Nintendo that I remember? Nintendo Selects, Mario Kart 8 promotion, My Nintendo Gold Points. What happened to that? Now I have this. You wanna know what this is? This is the breakup letter. I'm done with Nintendo. I'm gonna get a Steam Deck. I'm gonna stick with them until the Nintendo Switch dies. Once it stops being included in the Nintendo Directs, I'm out of here. Yeah. Goodbye, Nintendo.